Alrighty, good morning, everybody. It's Saturday morning because it's 12:25. Welcome to my NFL draft recap. Tonight we are going to recap the next two rounds, rounds 2 and 3. We're going to look at some of the best and worst picks of the rounds. First off, we're going to start with round 2, and then after that, I'll give you my pick of the night and my worst pick of the night. So we'll go through those, and then we'll just go through the picks I thought were good, the picks I thought were bad, and then we'll name best pick and worst pick of the night, and we'll talk about some good players available for today or this afternoon when the teams get back on the clock. So without further ado, here we go. Bills opened the night by drafting Keon Coleman. Wasn't real crazy about that. I didn't think that was good value at all. Chargers followed them by drafting Ladd McConkey. Not a big fan or not a big believer, so yeah. Commanders, I feel like they got a good value here in... Hang on, I'm just typing this. I'm sorry. I'm not a fan, or I don't think that McConkey to the Chargers thing is going to be good. I just don't. I do like Jer'Zhan Newton to the Commanders. I thought that was a good move. Jalen Polk to the Patriots. Big believer in him. Really, really liked what the Patriots did tonight. They were by far my favorite team this draft, and they're doing great. Cooper DeJean, Iowa to the Eagles. I don't think that was a good decision. I just did it. I actually don't really like what Philly's in this draft for some reason. I just don't, so I'm not crazy about that. Kamari Lassiter, that was a great pick by Houston. I'm eager to see what he does there. Jackson Powers-Johnson, that was an awful pick by the Raiders. Just going to say that up front. Jackson Powers-Johnson, not a very good pick by the Raiders. Max Melton could be good in Arizona, but he could also really bust, so I'm not going to say a whole lot there. Really like the Edgerrin Cooper pick to the Packers. I think that will work out well. That was a good pick by them. Don't like Mason Smith to the Jaguars. I think that was an awful pick by them, and I'm not optimistic about him at all in Jacksonville. Chris Jenkins, I like the fit, and I like him going to Cincinnati. Wasn't my favorite pick, but it was a good pick, I feel like, fit-wise. Frazier to Pittsburgh, love that fit. Sanders still, I think, out of Michigan, I think there were better places for him, so I'm not going to say a whole lot. Adonai Mitchell going to the Colts. That was a good pick. Ben Sinnott going to the Commanders. I like that pick a lot. I think Ben Sinnott to the Commanders was a good pick. Cleveland's actually having a good draft. They drafted Mike Hall Jr. Love that pick for them. So a lot of really good value picks tonight. Patrick Paul. Hopefully someday he becomes the president. I think it was Nigeria they said that he's going to run for. His grandfather had it. Unfortunately, his grandfather passed, I think. But God rest his soul. But he said he wants to run for that position when he's done. So hopefully he does, and hopefully he wins. Marshawn Kneeland. I like that pick to Dallas a lot. Braswell, Alabama. I love what Tampa did tonight. I really like what they did, so that's a great value pick. Javon Bullard, Packers, love this pick. Green Bay hit a home run here. Great job by them. Blake Fisher, another good job. Going to the Texans. Cole Bishop out of Utah, going to the Bills. Like that pick. I don't like Rosengarten of the Ravens. I just don't. I don't think he's going to be the guy in the NFL, so I'm just going to put that down. Malachi Corley, I don't know. I don't think he's going to be that good on the Jets for some reason. I don't know. Trey Benson to the Cardinals, not a big fan of that. Brandon Coleman, love this pick. Love this pick. They got good value there. So Brandon Coleman to the Commanders, big fan of that. Good believer in them. Kane Wallace to the Patriots. They hit a home run here. They have owned this draft so far, so Kane Wallace, that's a good pick there. Andrew Phillips, that was a horrible pick. I gave a fair share of film grades tonight, I think. but Andrew Phelps did not like. Berlin Trice, that was a good pick by Atlanta. Matt Goncalves, he went to Pitt. Not real crazy about him, though. I don't think he's going to do that good. He got drafted to the Colts. That was a stunner. Not a big fan, though. Not a big believer, though. Jermaine Burton, I think that could be good or bad. I'm leaning more towards the bad side, though, for the Bengals. Doesn't surprise me. Blake Corum, I'm not a big fan of that pick, or a big believer in that pick, so it's in the bad category. I like Corum, but yeah, not crazy about the pick. Roman Wilson, another one I'm not a big believer in that pick. Zach Zinter out of Michigan, liked that pick a lot. To the Browns, I think he's going to work out well for them. They hit a home run tonight. They've had a great draft, so really like what they did tonight. Tyke Smith out of Georgia, going to Tampa Bay, like that pick. They did a great night, like I said. Jalen McMillan, Tampa Bay bound as well. Adise Isaac, Baltimore bound. I've always been a believer in his since September last year. Now he's going to the Ravens. That's going to be a great fit for him. Good job there. Payne Wilson to the Steelers, not a fan at all. You should view my video on that. Not happy about it, to say the least. So I'm not going to spoil that, but that was one of the worst value picks. And that's it. So my worst pick of the night, I'm actually going to throw a curveball here. And I'm going to say Jackson Powers-Johnson to the Raiders. I've never been a believer in his. I think he's a joke, and I think they really made a reach there. Thank goodness they drafted him over Frazier, so I'm thrilled about that. And yeah, good thing good. He's not a Stiller, and yeah. The best value pick of the night, there were a lot of them here. However, no pick, I think, tonight, the emotion, the reaction, the everything, and the player was better than Javon Bullard to the Packers. That was the pick of the night for me. And I hope he does very well there, although I am not a Packers fan by any means. So that was the pick of the night. So good job to Brian Gutekunst in Green Bay. Matt LaFleur, Javon Bullard going there. Jeff Hafley, the defensive coordinator. So good job by Green Bay. They won my award for pick of the night. And the pick of the night the past two nights has been in the NFC North. Last night it was Detroit with Terrion Arnold. And tonight it is Green Bay with Javon Bullard. It's going to be an amazing battle for years to come in the secondaries. And the worst pick of the night, I think, was Jackson Powers-Johnson to Vegas. Just don't like him at all. Anyway, let's look at, we are going to next, as soon as I get it up, we are going to look at the teams I have ranked high after tonight. There was a lot of chains. Last night, my top five were, and this is updating, like it's like a standings and it's updating. Last night, my top five were Detroit at number 1, Vegas number 2, Atlanta number 3, Giants number 4, Ravens number 5. My bottom five were Denver 28, Seattle 29, Chargers 30, Eagles 31, Cowboys 32. Tonight, my new top five were number 5, Tampa Bay. They had an amazing night all around, so their grade rose dramatically. So good job by them. Number 4, Atlanta. They're still doing good, so number 4 is Atlanta. Number 3 are the Browns. The Browns just emerged, and they're on a roll, so that's not good for the Steelers, so we'll see what happens there. Number 2 is Miami. They've had a really good 2 nights so far. Patrick Paul and Chop Robinson, those two are going to work out great for them. Their drafting is really good. And then number 1 is New England. They're ready to rebuild the offense, and they're ready to make some noise, so I'm a big believer in those picks. So good job to the Patriots. They're number 1 right now. It'll be interesting tomorrow to see if they can close that out. The bottom 5. Number 28, the Buffalo Bills. I don't think they've had a good night, so that's what I think. Number 29 are the Chiefs. Well, like yesterday, they did good with Worthy, but I don't know if Kingsley Samuel-Tuala is the guy for them on the O-line. That's that. Number 30, San Francisco. Loved the Pearsall selection last night. However, the other guys tonight I'm not real crazy about, so that's why they've fallen. Number 31 are the Bengals. I think they've made some bad mistakes drafting Chris Jenkins and Jeremiah Burton. By no means do those picks surprise me, but I don't think they're good picks. And then number 32 are the Titans. They're dead last. They have not had a good draft at all. So it'll be interesting to see how this is affected tomorrow. There's going to be a ton of good players picked tomorrow. I'm really excited to see these guys. Right now, I'm going to tell you my big board. The number 1 prospect available is Washington State safety Jaden Hicks. Item ranked 13th overall. I can't believe teams are passing on him, so get very good value there, that's for sure. Second best is defensive lineman out of Clemson, Xavier Thomas. He's going to be a great prospect for sure. Third, wide receiver Todd Washington out of USC. This was another great pick. This would be a great pick tomorrow. Hopefully somebody picks him up. Fifth, we got Trey Franklin, the wide receiver out of Oregon. I can't believe he hasn't been taken yet, so that's a stunner to me. And then number 5, last but not least, Baylor defensive lineman Gabe Hall. Super excited to see what he can do in the NFL. All right, this is according to ESPN, their top 5 best available. Number 1 is TJ Tampa. With Sasaki still available, we should have taken him at 98. Instead, we passed and picked Peyton Wilson, which not happy about. So, yeah. Second is Cedric Gray. He's talented as well. I can't believe he's still there. Third is I'm really big believer in these guys. 3 for 5. Jaden Hicks out of Washington State. I hope he makes a significant impact in the NFL. Can't wait to see what he does. He's number 3. Number 4 is Tavian Sanders, the tight end of Texas. And number 5 is Ohio State tight end Cade Stover. There's some really good names that are going to be drafted tomorrow. They're definitely going to make an impact, that's for sure. Can't wait to see where this is going. That's all I have for you guys tonight. We still got one more night. We're going to recap some of the best picks of tomorrow night. And then we'll do that. We'll talk about the rankings. I will probably do my final rankings on this show tomorrow after I get them all done. And yeah, that'll be it for my draft weekend coverage, and we'll get back to a normal schedule sooner rather than later. Have a good evening. Take care. Stay safe. Pray for Israel. And as always, peace. See you guys tomorrow or later today.